So just about ready to go here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, we apologize. We interrupted our last feed to come back. We applied a different setting here, and hopefully this helps us out with this one. So Logan Buntrod to lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning, as we are battling the elements here a little bit. Currently working on trying to get my iPad back to life here, as it's already overheated in the sun. So once we get that back up, we will update our score. But it is currently 2-0 Brampton right now as we play here in the bottom of the first. The battery for Brampton today, the catcher is number 33, Ralph Leahy. The starting pitcher is number 6, big right-hander Joe Ferreira. Is that cutter going to find the zone for strike one? So the count, 2 balls, 1 strike here. Logan Buntrock to lead things off. Right fielder Miles Adamson due up second. And it will be first baseman Hank Vandermeer due up third, as that pitch is fouled back and out of play just to the right side of the field. And both these teams victorious in their games yesterday. It was the Sarnia Brigade with an exciting walk-off win here in the 6 o'clock game last night, as that pitch misses down for a ball, as they walked off the Burlington Brants in a very well-played game on both sides by a score of 4-3. Meanwhile, at Blackwell last night, the Brampton Royals had a big start to their tournament as they defeated the Windsor Athletics by a score of 15-0 in a mercy-shortened game there. So both teams looking to move to 2-0 today, as that ball chopped towards third base, and that is going to kick foul. Again, just working on trying to get our scoreboard back here. It's on my iPad, which is currently telling me that it's overheated and I can't use it right now, but Buntrock going to reach first here on the block. So we have a runner at first now with nobody out. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Miles Adamson. So we have one out here now with first baseman Hank Vandermeer up, and he's going to foul that one way back and into the houses. Evens the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we're working on getting our scoreboard back here going. It's on my iPad, which is overheated already. So I just went and put it in the freezer here at Stan Slack Field. So that pitch misses outside for a ball. And Miles Adamson going to get that base without a throw. So he will pick up the stolen base there. So it is the bottom of the first inning. The score is 2-0 Brampton early in this one. The Brigade threatening here, though, in the bottom of the first, as they have a runner on second with 1 out. 2-1 count on the batter, Hank Vandermeer. Ferreira comes set. That pitch going to miss down and in for a ball. Vandermeer's now worked himself into a hitter's count here. Ferreira with the long look in to Ralph Leahy. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off to third. And that one is fouled back to the backstop. So the runner, Adamson, going to make his way back to second base. And that is now a full count here on the batter, Vandermeer. Got his tournament off to a hot start last night as he hit a 2-run home run off of Brant's right-hander, Luke Connors, to get his team going in the bottom of the first. Here's the full count offering. That one misses in the dirt. So Vandermeer going to make his way to first. So pair of runners on here, first and second now. And that is going to bring up the third baseman for today's game, number 27, Carter Arts. First pitch to Arts, that is hit a long ways, but it's going to be foul and out of play down the right field line. That pitch popped up towards right field. Right fielder with the beat on it. He dropped the ball. So unfortunately, Hank Vandermeer caught in a tough spot there as he could only go halfway. They are going to get the force out at second base. So Arts is going to reach on the arrow to right field. But the force out at second base is now going to put the Brigade with 2 outs here in this inning. And runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter for this game, Alex McLean, who's making his tournament debut today. First pitch to him misses down for a ball. So the count 1-0 here on McLean. In 2-0 Brampton early in this one, bottom of the first inning as he swings through that pitch and misses for strike one. Again, we're working on getting our scoreboard back here in a second. Currently have my iPad sitting in the freezer right now to try and cool off. Arts with the lead from first. He takes off to second. That pitch misses down and in. The throw to second. That one picked up there by Sam LaBelle, and Adamson unable to go anywhere at third base. So that puts runners now at second and third with 2 outs. They count now 2 balls and 1 strike as that pitch missed down and in. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Ferrer. Hit on the ground towards short. LaBelle with the diving play at shortstop. Throw across the diamond. And in time as he gets Alex McLean by about half a step at first base. What a play there by Sam LaBelle as he's able to make that throw to first. And snuffs out the Brigade rally here in the bottom of the first inning. So there's no runs on no hits. There was 1 Brampton error. And there was a pair of runners left on base for the Brigade. The score after 1 inning of play here at Stan Slack Field. It is the Brampton Royals 2. And it is the Sarnia Brigade no score. We'll take a quick break and hopefully come back with a scoreboard on our app here just after a short pause. All right, we're all set to go here in the top of the second inning. Catcher Ralph Leahy going to lead things off for the Brampton Royals. He takes that pitch for ball one. Leahy swings and misses at that pitch for strike one. The good news is we have a scoreboard back now on our app, which is good. Now I just got to keep my iPad out of the heat. Should update here in a couple of seconds. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike here on Ralph Leahy as we play in the top of the second inning. That pitch misses inside for a ball. Leahy batting right now. Kyle Mewson due up second. The left fielder, Ethan Charmel, due up third. There's our scoreboard up and operational now. We thank you all for your patience as Leahy laces that one down the right field line. And it is a fair ball. That lands just inside the line. He's going to make the turn and go to second. Little bit of a bobble there in right field. Here's the throw. Not in time, though, as Leahy slides in safely. And that is a leadoff double for catcher Ralph Leahy. And the Royals threatening again here in the top of the second as their leadoff man is aboard. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Kyle Mewson. They check it first on the appeal, saying that Leahy missed first, and the umpire says he's safe. So here's the first pitch to Kyle Mewson. That pitch is outside for ball one. And early 2-0 lead here. Day 2 action of the CABC Gold at Bat tournament from Sarnia. Glad you're able to take part of your Saturday with us. That fastball going to find the outside corner for strike one. Count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ralph Leahy, the runner at second. It's funny, I've known Ralphie for a few years now, playing in the league for Arundel when I played, and he gives you that little bit of Gus Sinski vibe for the love of the game. That offense that you get from him. A little bit extra on top of the job he does behind the plate. 2-1 pitch. That one going to miss down and in for ball 3 as that one just kicks away from catcher Cooper Clark. 3-1 the count now. Wilson set. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one misses down as well. That's going to place runners now at first and second. And that is going to draw another visit to the mound from Coach Joel Ainsworth. So we'll take a short pause here for the mound break. First and second right now for the Brampton Royals. Nobody out. 2-0 as we play here in the top of the second inning on day 2 action of the 2026 CABC Gold Bat Tournament. We'll be right back. So Coach Joel Ainsworth all done with his trip. We're ready to get back to action here. A little bit of a party down in the Sarnia bullpen, but it does look like it's number 5, Cole Bridges, that's up and throwing now for the Brigade in the bullpen, getting loose. Alex McLean was throwing a little bit earlier. So two arms that are going to kind of getting loose and ready to go here if needed. That fastball from Zach Wilson sails inside for ball 1. We'll get to some updates for you here after this half inning. We do have 3 other games going on in this 10 o'clock time slot this morning. As the batter squares the bunt, gets that one down. Play made by Wilson. He throws to first and in time. Good job there by Ethan Charmau, though, as he gets the sack bunt down. So we got 1 out. Runners on second and third. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the day for right-hander Zach Wilson. As number 5, Cole Bridges, is going to make his way into this game for the Brigade. So while we got a second here, we'll try and track down some updates for you from the tournament. Again, if you're looking for tournament updates, a lot of our teams on Game Changer this weekend. You're able to follow a lot of them through that. Just loading up our page here on the old computer. So on other games that are happening right now, of course, we have our game here locally at Stan Slack Field. It is 2-0 Brampton, this one here in the top of the second. Over at Blackwell Park this morning, it is the Michigan Braves taking on the Arundel Cardinals, and the Michigan Braves hold an early 1-0 lead in that game in the bottom of the third. Out in Petrolia, at Morrison Field, it is the Burlington Brants currently leading the Windsor Athletics by a score of 6-0 in that game. They are in the bottom of the second inning. And we don't see an update yet from the Ilderton Newmarket game, which is taking place at Eric McKenzie Field in Courtright. I'm just going to have one other look here to see if I can pull that game up. So it looks like they're just underway out there, showing the top of the second inning right now. And the score is 1-0 Newmarket in that game. Bryn Bymiller starting in that game for Newmarket. Left-hander Jordan Townsend on the hill for the Ilderton Riverhawks. So a premier matchup going on out there between 2 of the stronger teams in the province. So we'll keep an eye on those games for you as we progress throughout this one. Right-hander Cole Bridges all done with his warm-ups. He delivers a strike to leadoff batter Brendan Nolette. Nolette walked in his first plate appearance. He also come around to score on Joe Ferreira's 2-run single. That ball belted down the third base line. That is fair inside the line. Ralph Leahy going to come in to score. The other runner also getting the wave as well. And that is a 2-run double for Brendan Nolette. And that is a 4-0 lead now for the Brampton Royals in this one. Good job there with fundamental baseball there by the Royals this inning. 2 guys on. They bunt them over. Nice piece of hitting there by Nolette as he punches that one down the left field line for a 2-run double. That one fouled off at the plate. Off the foot of Caleb Charmau as he's going to go for a bit of a walk to shake that one off. Count even at 1-1. Charmau also with no official at-bats yet as he was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Bridges. That one hit towards the right center field gap. Long run for Logan Buntrock. He's not going to get there, and that's going to get all the way to the fence. Brendan Nolette getting the wave. He's going to come around. And that's back-to-back doubles for the Royals. And that is an RBI for Caleb Cherimow as they now run the lead to 5-0. Here it's still in the top of the second. So shortstop Sam LaBelle going to make his way up. He walked in his first plate appearance. That slider going to miss outside from Bridges for ball one. Cherimow with the lead off second base. Here's the pitch. Tipped into the mitt of Cooper Clark for strike one. Count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. That slider misses outside for a ball. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Slider hit towards center field. Buntrock looks like he has a beat on this one. Reaches for the fence. He's going to make the catch. Good, strong throw into the shortstop, Jack Helps. And that is going to keep Cherimow at second base. And Sam LaBelle is the second out here in the top of the second. That's going to bring up the DH pitcher today for the Brampton Royals, Joe Ferreira. And Ferreira using the Ohtani rule today. First pitch, a slider that's going to drop in for strike one, just at the top of the zone. And if you've joined us online, thank you for taking part of your Saturday morning here with us in Sarnia. That ball's fouled back into the netting for strike two. Appreciate you taking some time to listen in. If you're on the chat, you want to drop us a line where you're watching from, please feel free to shoot us a message. We'd be happy to hear from you. 0-2 pitch to Ferreira. Fastball fouled back and out of play. And bit of a jam to work out of here as Cole Bridges just into this game for Zach Wilson. That fastball misses out and away for ball one. Brampton with 2 runs in the first. 3 more here so far in the second. Currently hold a 5-0 lead in this game over the Sarnia Brigade. Here's the pitch. A cutter that misses the outside corner for a ball. Count now even, 2-2. Third baseman Pat Pinlack waits on deck. He gets an opportunity. That slider hit on the ground towards short. Helps over to make the play. On to first. And that is going to be wide at first base. So Ferreira is going to reach on the air. Another run going to come around for the Royals. Things kind of slowly falling apart here for the Brigade in this one. They now trail in this game 6-0. So Patrick Pinlack going to make his way up. Ferreira with the lead from first. That pitch is fouled out of play. Nothing in 1 the count here. Slider hit on the ground towards short. Helps with the play. He's going to take the short route to second this time. And that is going to be all for the Brampton Royals here on the top of the second, but not before they put up another big one. So for the Royals, they score 4 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Sarnia error and 1 runner left on base. The score after 1.5 innings of play here at Stan Slack Field in Sarnia, Ontario. It is the Brampton Royals up big in this one right now, 6-0 over the Sarnia Brigade. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back for the bottom of the second inning right after this short pause. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the bottom of the second inning. The Brampton Royals currently lead this game by a score of 6-0. Sarnia Brigade coming to bat here in the bottom of the second. That ball laced down the left field line, but it is going to tail foul off the bat of Quentin Johnston. Due up second this inning is the catcher Cooper Clark. Shortstop Jack Helps due up third. So the count now 0-1. Here's the pitch to Johnston. He hits that one hard to right field. It's going to send the right fielder back at the track at the wall. That's off the base of the wall. Charmau with the throw into the infield. And that is a lead-off double for Quentin Johnston. So the Brigade with a little bit of work here to do, but that's a good start with the lead-off double here in the bottom of the second. That's going to bring up the catcher for today's game, Cooper Clark. First pitch to Clark, just going to miss inside for ball one. That fastball going to find the outside corner for strike one from Joe Ferreira. Ferreira stakes to an early lead here with his offense, giving him a little bit of a cushion to work with so far. Long look in here to catcher Ralph Leahy. He has the sign he wants now and comes set. Johnston with the lead off second. Good block there from Leahy. He keeps that one in front of the dish. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, if you're looking for tournament information, all the games from yesterday have been updated on our website, cabcbaseball.com. You can visit there. As far as games going on today, you have the live feed here with us at our games at Errol Russell. That pitch is fouled into the netting for strike 2. You can also follow all of the teams that are here this weekend. Every one of them are on Game Changer. So if you have a Game Changer account, pretty much all the teams using it this weekend, you can follow along live there as well. We appreciate teams helping us out there and using the app so that fans across the province and across the country can follow along as that slider just misses up and in for a ball. Always a very well-watched tournament, both here in Ontario as well as around the country, as this is kind of a precursor to the national qualifying tournament that takes place the long weekend in August. The first real look that everyone gets at all the teams in the province. Not everyone has all their guys here, but certainly gives you a pretty good snapshot of what teams are playing with this year. I know Brampton missing a few players this weekend. I know the 2 Murphy brothers are not here, and those both integral pieces to their team. A few other big names missing as well. A few other teams in the same boat, so gives you a little bit of a snapshot, but certainly some great baseball and a look into the future of what's to come at the provincial national qualifiers. That ball is hit up the middle. Quentin Johnston going to get the wave. Here's the throw to the dish. That's going to get cut off. And that's an RBI single for catcher Cooper Clark. And the Brigade finally on the board in this one. They now trail 6-1. Shortstop Jack Helps going to step in for his first at bat of the day. Clark the leadoff from first. First pitch to Helps in there for strike 1 from big right-hander Joe Ferreira. Runner takes off to second base. Throw from Leahy. That's going to sail into center field. Runner's going to get up and take off to third. So that's a stolen base for Cooper Clark. He advances to third on the throwing error to Ralph Leahy. That pitch just misses up and out for a ball. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ferreira comes set. Here's the pitch. Slider that just misses down in the zone for a ball. Evens the count now 2-2. Here's the pitch from Ferreira. Belted towards left center field. The center fielder, Caleb Cherimow, going to make the catch. Throwing to the infield, but not in time, as that's going to bring in the second run on the day for the Sarnia Brigade on the sac fly from Jack Helps. So the Brigade chipping away at this lead a little bit. They now trail 6-2. 1 out here, bottom of the second. Left fielder Jack Wilson going to get his first AB of the day as he squares the bunt, pulls back, and takes ball 1. Wilson in last night's game against Burlington did the same thing in the third inning as he laid one down to get things going in the second inning for the Brigade. That ball foul at home plate. So the count even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Ferreira. Squares the bunt. Gets it down the third base line, and it is going to roll back fair. Looked like it might have a little bit of English on it, that it wanted to kick foul, but that one hugged the line perfectly and just stays inside fair. For the second time this tournament, that is a bunt single for left fielder Jack Wilson as it turns the order over now to the top. And center fielder Logan Buntrock steps in. There goes Wilson to second. That is taken for a strike. Jack Wilson going to take second base without a throw. So the count 0-1 here. Buntrock walked in his first plate appearance. Here's the pitch from Ferreira. A little cutter that misses the inside corner for a ball. Count now even 1-1. And Sarnia with 2 runs so far here in the bottom of the second. Runner takes off to third with the hit and run on. That is fouled off a long way down the right field line. Out of play. So Wilson going to make his way back to second and tag up. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom of the second. 6-2 Brampton in this game. Ferreira with his sign. He comes set. Couple of looks. Runner goes to third again. Hit and run on. That ball hit the first. Cowper going to stay down on that one and step on the bag himself. Buntrock down for the second out of the inning here, but he does advance the runner to third base. So 2 outs, runner on third. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Miles Adamson. Now, because of all our technical issues in the first, I didn't see what Adamson did at the plate, but I believe it was a fielder's choice that he reached on. That first pitch misses to him for ball 1. That ball chopped towards shortstop. LaBelle with the play on to first. Good pickup there by Aiden Cowper. And Adamson down for the 3rd out. Here in the bottom of the 2nd. But the Brigade able to get on the board here, though, as they pick up a pair of runs this inning. So they get 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Brampton error. And there was 1 runner left on base. The score after 2 complete innings of play here at Stan Slack Field in Sarnia, Ontario. It is the Brampton Royals who lead the Sarnia Brigade by a score of 6-2. We'll take a short break and be right back for the top of the 3rd inning and some updates as we continue on here on day number 2 of the CABC Gold Bat Invitational Tournament. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. So we're all set for action here in the top of the 3rd inning. Cole Bridges back out to work here for the Sarnia Brigade. He's into his 2nd inning of work as he took over for starter Zach Wilson. That ball hit on the ground between 1st and 2nd. Long run there for the 2nd baseman, Quentin Johnston, but he's able to make the play on to Hank Vandermeer at 1st. And Aiden Cowper is down for the 1st out here in the top of the 3rd inning. So 1 out, that's going to bring up the catcher, Ralph Leahy. Ralphie 1 for 1 today as he had a double back in the 2nd inning. Kyle Mewson, the 2nd baseman, due up 3rd. 1-0 pitch as that fastball taken just down and away for a ball. Count even now at 1-1. Nice looking slider there from Cole Bridges as Leahy swings through that one for strike 2. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. 6-2. Brampton Royals currently lead this game. Fastball hit between 3rd and short, and that's going to find its way into left field as Leahy pokes that one between the 5-6 hole. And he's got his 2nd hit of the day. And the Royals, their first base runner here in the top of the 3rd. So 2nd baseman Kyle Mewson steps in for his 2nd at bat. 0 for 0 today with a walk and a run scored back in the second. 1 of 4 that inning for the Royals. He takes a mighty hack at that one. It comes up empty for strike one. Count even now, 1-1. That ball going to be fouled down the left field line. One, 2 pitch misses up and away for a ball. Count even now at 2-2. And Ralph Leahy, the runner at first, just reached on a single to left field, his second hit of the day. Bridges with his sign. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Slider belted towards left center field. And that is a diving catch by center fielder Logan Buntrock. He gets the tip of the cap there from pitcher Cole Bridges. Check over at first base on Leahy. He's back in safely. That pitch called a strike at the plate. Count now 0-1. That slider going to find the inside corner as well. Cole Bridges up in this at bat 0-2 now on the left fielder Ethan Charamau as he fouls that one back and out of play. Didn't exactly sound like a soft landing on that one. Good fastball there from Bridges. He gets Charamau swinging. And that is all for the Royals here in the top of the third inning. They get no runs on one hit. There were no Sarnia errors and 1 runner left on base. The score after 2.5 innings of play, it is the Brampton Royals continuing to lead this game by a score of 6-2 over the Sarnia Brigade. We'll take a quick pause. We'll be right back for action here in the bottom of the third inning. Day 2 of the 2026 CABC Gold Bat Invitational Tournament. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. So Joe Ferrer all done with his warm-up pitches. We're all set for the bottom of the third inning as First baseman Hank Vandermeer steps in for the Brigade. He'll be followed by third baseman Carter Arts. And the DH, Alex McLean, due up third, is the heart of the order coming up this inning to face Joe Ferreira as he pours in a strike there against Vandermeer. Vandermeer had a walk in his first at-bat of the game. The 0-1 pitch. A slider that misses down for ball one. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. That slider finds the outside corner for strike 2. Good pitch there from Ferreira. Vandermeer asking where that one is. Look, it was right on the corner. Count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ferreira with a couple of shakes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, foul down the right field line. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball just misses the inside corner for a ball. A little bit of action here for the Royals in the bullpen as Alex Emerson has gotten up and started to throw. Slider hit foul on the ground. So Vandermeer able to keep himself alive. Count remains even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another pitch coming from Ferreira. Fastball in on the hands, belted towards center field, slicing away. Diving attempt there from Caleb Cherimow is going to get to the fence as he just comes up short on that one. Vandermeer getting the wave to third. And he is going to be in standing up with a lead-off triple for the Brigade. So the leadoff triple by Vandermeer has the Brigade threatening here again in the bottom of the 3rd inning with a runner in scoring position and less than 2 outs. It's going to be third baseman Carter Arts who comes to the plate now. That ball chopped foul. Oh, Coach Joel Ainsworth just missing that one at third. That's why they pay him the big bucks to coach, folks. 0-1 count here on Arts. Reached on an error in his first at bat. Fly ball to right field as that slider drops in for strike 2. And 6-2 Brampton as we play here in the bottom of the 3rd inning of this one. Catcher Ralph Leahy gonna make a trip out to the mound here to have a chat with Ferreira. So we're all set here. 0-2 pitch coming to Arts. Little cutter that misses the outside corner for a ball. Hank Vandermeer, the runner at third base. He led off this inning with a triple to the left center gap. 1-2 pitch from Ferreira. Hit towards center field. That one's taking Cherimow back at the track, at the wall. Off the base of the wall and back into center field. Arts is on his horse, coming around second, going to third. And that is back-to-back triples from the Sarnia Brigade. They keep chipping away at this Brampton lead now as the score is now 6-3. So the Brigade flexing their pipes here a little bit as they hit back-to-back triples here to start off the bottom of this inning. So a quick trip to the mound there by the Brampton coaching staff, but we're back to action here. Nobody out, runner on third. That pitch is going to hit McLean in the knee. He's going to make his way to first. So runners at the corners now and nobody out, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Quentin Johnston. Johnston 1 for 1 today with a double. He also came around to score 1 of 3 runs for the Brigade so far in this one. McLean takes his lead from first. He's going to take off to second. That ball hit high to right field. Right fielder trailing back towards the fence. Catch is made. Hit and run was on there for the Brigade, so McLean going to make his way back to first. But Carter Arts is going to come in on the sac fly. Another run for the Brigade, and they now trail 6-4. So the sac fly for Quentin Johnston. Let's put the second run up here in this inning for the Brigade. We do have a pinch runner at first now. Track down a name for you here. It is number 55. Quick check over to first as Julian Consism comes in to run for the Brigade here. First pitch to Cooper Clark popped a mile high towards short center field. Everyone looking at each other, and that one's going to drop in, but Consism going to get forced out at second base on the play. That is the second out of the inning. I guess that's the unconventional fielder's choice there, as that ball kind of dropped between the triangle of Brampton Royals players. There goes the runner off to second. Clark going to get there without a throw. So Ferrer trying to battle here, get out of this inning if he can. Another runner in scoring position here for the Brigade, but 2 outs in this inning. That pitch misses inside to shortstop Jack Helps. Ferrer with his sign. He comes set. Here comes the pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Scooped up there by Pinlack. Throw across the diamond. In time to retire Helps. And that is all for the Brigade here in the home half of the third inning. But they continue to chip away at things here. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Brampton errors. And Sarnia leaves 1 runner on base. We are through 3 innings of play here in the first game of the day here at Stan Slack Field. The score, the Brampton Royals 6 and the Sarnia Brigade 4. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back for the top of the 4th inning and some updates from around the other games here in the area. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the top of the fourth. Score is 6-4 Brampton Royals in this game. That ball inside the line and fair down the left field line as leadoff man Brandon Nicolette going to find his way into second base with a leadoff double here for the Royals. We're playing the heating and cooling game here. As a few of my things have started to overheat a bit, but we're slowly getting a rotation of things going into the freezer here at Stan Slack Field and keeping everything operational. Count now 1 ball on the center fielder Caleb Cherimow. Caleb 1 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch in the first. He had a double in his second at bat. That slider chopped foul at the plate. Scored a pair of runs. He also has an RBI in this game for Brampton. Burlington is currently playing right now. We're going to get to some updates, actually. I just got my laptop back out of the freezer. So I have everything operational again here, but we're going to have a peek at some scores here. I believe their other game today is at 3 p.m. as Cherimow is down on strikes for the first out here in the top of the fourth. So the one update we do have in the third inning, as Sam LaBelle takes a strike there, it is the Newmarket Hawks currently leading the Ilderton River Hawks by a score of 3-0 in that game. We're going to load up the other ones here, see what's going on. Time called late there at the plate, so that is going to be no pitch. Our other two games that are going on, the Arundel Cardinals currently lead the Michigan Braves by a score of 3-1 as that ball hit up the middle and into center field. Runner coming around third. They are going to get the wave. Throw coming into the plate, up the left field line. So the run is going to score. LaBelle slides into second safely. And that's an RBI single for Sam LaBelle. And the Royals able to get a run here in the top of the fourth. That makes the score now 7-4 Brampton. LaBelle's first hit of the day. He also picks up an RBI on the play. The Arundel Cardinals currently lead the Michigan Braves by a score of 3-1. They are in the top of the sixth. In the top of the fifth out in Petrolia, it is the Burlington Brants currently leading the Windsor Athletics by a score of 14-1 in that game. So again, if you're looking to follow stuff throughout the weekend, all of our teams are on Game Changer. You can follow games there throughout the weekend. And obviously, we're going to have our live stream games that are going to be here at Stan Slack Field throughout the course of the weekend. So the count 1-1 here on the DH Joe Ferrer as he fouls that one into the netting foul. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The runner on second is Sam LaBelle as that ball chopped towards third, but is going to be fouled just outside the bag. So we'll reset here. Another 1-2 pitch coming to Joe Ferreira. Ferreira 1 for 2 today, a 2-run single back in the first. He reached on an error in the second. And he is down on strikes here in the fourth. For the second out here in the top of the fourth. So 2 outs, runner on second base. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Patrick Pinlack. Pinlack 0 for 2 today. He chops that one foul down the third base line. So the count 0-1 here on Pinlack. Sam LaBelle, the runner at second, he takes his lead. Cole Bridges has a look in at catcher, gets his sign. 0-1 slider on the outside corner for strike two. So a quick 0-2 hole here for Pinlack. 0-2 pitch from Bridges. Fastball on the outside corner. They're going to check. Umpire says yes. And much to the chagrin of Patrick Pinlack, he is down on strikes here to end the top of the fourth inning. But the Royals able to put up a run. As they get a run on a pair of hits. There were no Sarnia errors. There was one runner left on base. The score after 3.5 innings of play here at Stan Slack Field. It is the Brampton Royals 7, the Sarnia Brigade 4. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the bottom of the fourth inning right after this. A little bit of AC/DC takes us into the bottom of the fourth inning. 7-8-9 due up here for the Sarnia Brigade. It's going to be catcher Cooper Clark leading things off. Shortstop Jack Helps due up second. The number 9 hitter, left fielder Jack Wilson due up third. Oh, apologies. You're at Jack Wilson right now, and then is the top of the order with Logan Buntrock and Miles Adamson due up third this inning. Good Lord, making mistakes like that. It's only the first game of the day. That ball laced hard between first and second and into right field. That is a lead-off single for left fielder Jack Wilson. Wilson's second hit of the day, a pair of singles for him so far. We're back to the top of the order for center fielder Logan Buntrock. 0 for 1 today, but has certainly made a few plays in the outfield. Stolen base there for Jack Wilson as he now stands on second. Ferrer going to step off, reset here, get a new set of signs from catcher Ralph Leahy. Nobody out here, bottom of the fourth inning, 7-4 Brampton. That pitch just misses up for a ball. Brampton currently leading the Sarnia Brigade in this one. And every couple of innings, we're going to keep kind of spitting out some updates here. We have 3 other games going on this morning in our 10 o'clock time slot. Ferrer has the sign that he wants now. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 2. Just a blistering hot day here in Sarnia. Probably somewhere close to 30 degrees. A little bit of a breeze starting to come through here, though, which is nice. Ferrer set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Buntrock. Slider hit towards first base. It is going to stay just inside the line. Aiden Cowper steps on first. He is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. So we have a runner on third, 1 out. And it's going to be the right fielder, Miles Adamson, stepping in for the Brigade. That ball hit hard into left field. That's going to drop in for a single. That is an RBI for Miles Adamson. And the Brigade continue to chip away here. They were down 6-0 early in this game. They now trail 7-5. Hank Vandermeer is going to take a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Big Hank, 1 for 1 today with a walk. Had a triple in his last at bat, came around to score. Ooh, catches Adamson leaning there. They now have him in a rundown. He is going to get tagged out. The Brigade been pretty good on the base pass today, but Adamson gets caught leaning there. That is a 1-3-6 putout. And that erases the base runner for the second out here in the bottom of the 4th for their Brigade. So 2 outs now. Count 0-1 on Hank Vandermeer. Ferreira puts his focus on him now. That pitch misses the outside corner for ball 1. That ball belted down the right field line, but it is going to hook foul. Quite a ways out of the park. Vandermeer already showing off his power this weekend as he had a 2-run home run in their game last night against Burlington. Had the young man on for an interview after their game. Oof, pretty good looking pitch there from Ferrer as he takes a look away. Looked pretty handy to the plate there. Yeah, during our chat with Vandermeer last night, young man currently playing ball down in the States, played at a junior college just outside of Chicago. Next year, he'll be making his way to Louisiana at a D1 school there, as that ball is pounded to right center field. And that is home run number 2 on the weekend for the young man as he makes his way around the bases. Ferrer, I don't think, was happy with the pitch before that, as he thought that might have been strike 3. And Vandermeer takes that fastball and hits it a ton to right center field. And this game now down to a 1-run lead as the Brigade have now cut this to a 7-6 lead. You certainly don't want to dwell on the negative, but you think about Adamson getting picked off at first there. Situational baseball when you get into these tournament games when it means a lot. Certainly that could have tied the game there if he doesn't get caught leaning, but either way, 1-run game here now as Brampton leads 7-6, and third baseman Carter Arts takes a mighty hack at that one, comes up empty for strike 1. That fastball pounded down the left field line, but it is going to hook foul into the left field corner. And Ferreira finds himself way up in this at bat, 0-2. So that pitch misses outside for a ball. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Carter Ertz. Ferreira with his sign. Here's the pitch. Slider fouled into the netting. So he'll keep himself alive here. Pretty consistent here the last 3 innings for the Brigade as they've put up 2 runs in each of the innings. Have erased a 6-0 deficit. They still trail in this game though, 7-6. Good pitch there from Ferreira as he gets Ertz down on strikes here to end the bottom of the 4th inning. Not before the Brigade are able to put up another pair of runs though. They get 3 hits. There were no Brampton errors. And nobody left on base. The score after 4 complete innings of play. It is the Brampton Royals 7, the Sarnia Brigade 6. We're going to take a short break. When we come back in the top of the 5th inning, we're going to have Windsor Stars outfielder Noah Renault for a half inning. We'll pick his brain about their win last night over the Thornhill Reds. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're back for the top of the 5th inning. Aiden Cowper leading things off here for the Brampton Royals. As we said before, we have Windsor Stars outfielder Noah Renault joining us for this half inning. Noah, thanks for taking some time to come down here with us.
No, thanks for having me, Dan.
Perfect. That ball fouled off at the plate. Noah, big start for you guys last night as you had a very tough opponent in the Thornhill Reds. You guys come out of that one with a 5-4 win. Walk me through that game and how that was for you guys, kind of seeing your first kind of provincial matchup here so far.
No, it was a great game. A lot of back and forth. We took the lead early there against them. Then they battled back with a 3-run shot off the scoreboard. Then we fought back again and scored. Noah Pickering, great start for us. He threw well, and then Matt Ward came in to close the door.
Perfect. So Cowper with a single up the middle there to get things going for the Royals here in the top of the 5th. Noah, for you guys last year, another deep run at the national qualifier is we have a pinch hitter here, which we'll grab a name here in a second, but make it into Sunday night. Real tough game against the Etobicoke Rangers, a 3-1 loss there. For the most part, it seems like you guys have bounced back the same roster with a few additions. Kind of talk about how you guys are preparing for that tournament this year after coming that close last year.
Yeah, I think it left a little bit of sour taste in the guys' mouth. We were so close last year to getting there, and getting Jake Lumley back this year is huge for us. And then our junior select program, they had won the national championship, and we picked up 2 or 3 bodies from that team as well. So I think it's gonna help us going into this year.
For sure. I mean, it's not like the Windsor Stars are a hidden commodity. I think a lot of people know about you in the provinces. We have a strikeout there for the first out here in the top of the 5th. But, you know, you think back to those years in the late 2000s into the early 2010s. You know, you had those powerhouse squads that won 5 provincial championships in a row. Hosted the Nationals in 2013, so you got a trip to the Canadians there. Kind of talk about, that two kind of different teams. Talk about where the Stars are kind of sitting at now as we get a ground ball here, flip to second. They are going to be out there as the bobble was on the transfer. Talk a little bit about your team this year and kind of the differences between the two and kind of what you have to do to be successful this year.
Yeah, I think back then in those days, again, back when they were having that 5-year run there, I was just a little kid at that age, but I'd go out and watch the game with my dad, and they were very pitching heavy focused. Great pitching on our team this year, but I think it's the bats that are kind of gonna carry us, if you will. It's great to see too some of the older guys coming out to support, like the Thomas Grubbs. He's been out to one of our games this year. Andrew Waslick. So kind of just that Windsor Star family and togetherness. We still talk to a lot of the guys, and they kind of bounce ideas off of us. So it's good.
And we're hoping to get Andrew back. He was one of our panelists last year on our Limbs podcast when we were talking about that tournament going in. We had him as well as Newmarket right-hander Mark West. We also had Brad Crone, who I guess we'll have to find a new panelist now, as Brad is back playing with Thornhill this year. But yeah, for sure. And I mean, I even think back to those years when I played for Niagara. Windsor being such a pitcher-heavy team, and not much offense there as Ethan Charmel flies out to right field to end the fifth. But certainly a different contrast in both those games. But you see a tough game coming up here today against a Waterloo team that's going to be very hungry to kind of get back in the win column as they drop their opener. What are you expecting from them, and what do you think you have to do to be successful again today?
Yeah, no, this should be a good one. I've never actually seen Waterloo play, but I've heard a lot of great things. I know they got a lot of young guys in their team. I think it could be a pitching duel. We'll have Josh Shepley going for us, and we're going to have to swing the bats a little bit, but I think it'll be a good test. This tournament's a great test to see kind of how we stack up against the best teams in the province.
Excellent. Noah, thank you so much for taking some time.
Thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Top of the fifth inning for the Brampton Royals. They get no runs on one hit. There were no Sarnia errors. One runner left on base. Score after 4.5 innings of play remains the Brampton Royals 7, the Sarnia Brigade 6. Thank you to Noah Renault for spending a half inning with us. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on the other side with the bottom of the fifth inning. Stay tuned. All right, so we're all set here for the bottom of the fifth inning. We have a pinch hitter to lead things off here for the Sarnia Brigade as Wes Brooks is going to come off the bench to hit for Alex McLean. Quentin Johnston due up. My apologies. I believe we had a pinch runner. Nope, Quentin's still in the game. My apologies. He's due up second, and then the catcher, Cooper Clark, due up third. So the count now 0-2 here on Wes Brooks as Brampton starter Joe Ferreira continues on in this one, his fifth inning of work. That one fouled into the netting. So Brooks able to keep himself alive here. Count still 0-2. That ball laced to center field. It's going to send the center fielder back at the wall. That's off the bottom of the wall. Westbrook's going to make his way into second. That's a leadoff double for Wesley Brooks. So after a quiet first inning for the Brigade, they've been on fire offensively here as they put up a pair of runs the last 3 innings. Have a runner in scoring position here with second baseman Quentin Johnston at the plate. That fastball going to miss high from Ferreira for ball 1. We have a little bit of action in the Brampton bullpen as Eric Ferreira has gotten up to throw. As Joe Ferreira pours that one in for a strike. Count even now, 1-1. Wes Brooks with the lead from second base. Long look in here from Ferreira as he comes set. Here's the pitch. Little cutter that swung on and missed by Johnston for strike 2. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning. Brampton currently leading this game on the opening game of day 2 of the 2026 CABC Baseball Gold Bat Tournament. That one poked down the right field line, and it's going to go into the Brampton bullpen. So we'll reset here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still the count on Johnston. Wes Brooks pinched hit to start this inning. He stands at second. Here's the pitch. Cutter that's tipped into the catcher's glove. He hangs on. And Quentin Johnston is down on strikes, I do believe. Yep. For the first out of the inning. So we got 1 out. In steps the catcher, Cooper Clark. Cooper 1 for 2 today with a single and a fielder's choice. Wesley Brooks dancing around second base. That ball hit hard to center field. That is going to get down for a hit. Wes Brooks getting the wave at third. Here comes the throw to the plate. Cut off. And there'll be no throw as Wesley Brooks slides in safely. Second hit of the day for Clark. Second RBI of the day for Clark. And this game is now tied 7-7 as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Jack Helps. Runner fakes going at first. He's going to make his way back as that pitch misses low for a ball. Helps 0 for 1 today. He had a sac fly. Grounded out to third base. Another check over to first. The runner Cooper back in safely. One and 0 the count. Here's the pitch. Cutter squares the bunt. Good bunt there as he makes his way down to first throw. Not in time. Again, the Brigade using their speed there as the bunt single from Helps now has runners at first and second. Only 1 out. And that is going to bring up the number 9 hitter, left fielder Jack Wilson. Wilson 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles and a run scored. First pitch just misses the outside corner for ball one. Wilson kind of showing a mix of everything so far this weekend. His speed on the bases, a couple of bunt singles, a couple of balls he's hit pretty hard to the outfield for hits. Ferreira with a long look in here as he now has the sign he wants. Here comes the pitch. That one misses down for ball two. No balls, 2 strikes to count. That pitch in there for a strike. Just trying to pick up where we had a defensive change here for Brampton. I do notice, I believe it is Kyle Mewson that is catching, as Ralph Leahy is now out of this game. That ball hit hard, but it's going to be foul and out of play down the left field line. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ferreira trying to skate out of a little bit of trouble here. First and second, 1 out. That ball hit on the ground. That's going to be into left field for a single. Runner getting the wave. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to skip just up the line. Cooper Clark comes in with the 8th run of the day for the Brigade. And they now have their first lead of this game. They are now ahead 8-7 in this one on the RBI single off the bat of Jack Wilson, his 3rd hit of the day. So we have a trip to the mound here by the Brampton coaching staff. That looks like it's going to be the end of the day on the mound for Joe Ferreira. Again, he was utilized in the Otani role in this one, so he can remain in the game, as the DH. And the new arm coming in for the Brampton Royals is going to be right-hander Eric Ferreira. So we'll take a quick break here. I do believe the runners right now are first and second for their Brigade with 1 out. We're going to be back to the top of the order with center fielder Logan Buntrock coming up. We'll take a short pause. We'll be right back as we continue the bottom of the 5th on day 2 action of the 2026 CABC Gold Bat Invitational Tournament. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. While we have the chance, we'll bring you up to date on some of the other games happening right now. Two of the other games that are happening are both final scores. It is the Arundel Cardinals who defeat the Michigan Braves by a score of 3-1 in that game over at Blackwell. Meanwhile, out at Morrison Field in Petrolia, it was the Burlington Brants all over the Windsor Athletics there by a score of 14-1. The only other game happening right now in this time slot features the Newmarket Hawks taking on the Gilderton River Hawks in the Battle of the Birds. And they are currently in the fifth inning right now. It is the Newmarket Hawks leading that game by a score of 3-2 as they play in the bottom of the fifth inning. So that's the only other game going on in this time slot, along with our live one here. So we'll keep you up to date on that one as things continue to progress. As we're back to action here, Eric Ferrer is all done with his warm-up pitches, and we are ready to get back to the action. It is center fielder Logan Buntrock leading things off here against Ferreira. 0 for 2 today. He had a walk back in the first. He's grounded out to first base twice. He takes that pitch down for ball 2. And runners on first and second here. 1 out for the Brigade as they have now claimed their first lead in this game, 8-7. Come all the way back after being down 6-0. That fastball misses up for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to count on the center fielder Buntrock. That fastball going to miss outside. The bases are now loaded. So bases loaded for right fielder Miles Adamson. Adamson is 1 for 3 today with a single. Has an RBI as well. Fielder's choice and grounded out to shortstop for his 2 putouts. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. Both bullpens quiet right now as Brampton catchers. Sorry, we did a little bit of sleuthing during that last break, and we now know who we got back there is Mateo Ruggiero. He makes his way out to the mound. So Ruggiero will make his way back to the dish. Count is 1-0 here on right fielder Miles Adamson. That pitch misses up for ball 2. After a pretty hot start to the day here, seems to be cooling down a little bit as we have a little bit of a breeze here blowing through Stan Slack Field. A slider just going to miss down and out for ball 3. Bases loaded here, so no room for Adamson as Ferreira going to have to bear down here. That fastball going to find the outside corner for a strike. 3-1 the count now. Bases full of Brigade base runners. Ferreira has his sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. That fastball pops sky high to center field. Chamau going to settle under that. He makes the catch. Throw's going to come into third base. Everyone going to advance one bag. The Brigade able to get another run across there on the sac fly. So another RBI on the day for Adamson. The 9th run on the day for the Brigade. And they extend their lead now to 9-7. Runners on second and third here with 2 outs. Big first baseman Hank Vandermeer steps in. 2 for 2 today. A walk, a triple, and then a very large home run in his last at bat to right center field. As he faces Eric Ferrer for the first time. That slider drops in on the outside corner for strike 1. Again, we appreciate Hank taking some time to talk with us last night during our 8:30 game after their 5-4 win over the Burlington Brants last evening here. 1-1 pitch, that one down in the dirt. Good block there from Mateo Ruggiero. Came in partway through this game for starting catcher Ralph Leahy. So Ferrero with the sign. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That pitch just inside for ball 3. So hitters count here for a very dangerous hitter. Royals do have a base open, but doesn't get any easier on deck as Carter Arts waits there for his turn. Nice looking slider there on the inside corner from Ferreira for strike 2. So the count is full now. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. More than likely they are not going to be on the move here as there's no one at first. Ferreira set. Here's the full count pitch. Slider hit towards left field. That's going to push the left fielder back a bit, but catch is made there by Ethan Chamrau. And that is all for the Brigade here in the home half of the 5th inning, but they have finally taken a lead in this one. They put up 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no Brampton errors. And the Brigade leave a pair of runners on base. We are through 5 innings of play here at Stan Slack Field. It is the Sarnia Brigade who now lead this game 9-7 over the Brampton Royals. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th, just after a short pause. Stay tuned. Day 2 action of the 2026 CABC Gold Bat Invitational Tournament from beautiful Sarnia, Ontario. Welcome back. We're into the top of the 6th inning here. 9-7 Sarnia Brigade lead this one now. They have erased a 6-0 Brampton lead. Currently lead this game by 2. That fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Leadoff batter Brandon Nolette at the plate. He'll be followed by center fielder Caleb Charmau and the shortstop Sam LaBelle due up third. They'll be facing right-hander Cole Bridges. who came in back in the second inning in this one, taking over for Brigade starter Zach Wilson. Since coming in, he's done pretty well, only given up a run so far. That ball hit down the left field line. Two fielders going to give it a look. The left fielder, Jack Wilson, able to get there in time. He makes the catch for the first out here in the top of the sixth. First pitch to Caleb Chermow in there for strike one. That ball hit on the ground down the left field line. It will drop foul. So quickly, Chermow in an 0-2 hole here. He is 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored. He has an RBI as well. As that ball popped up on the infield, going to make its way out to short center field. Logan Buntrock makes the call and the catch. And we now have 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. The shortstop, Sam LaBelle, going to make his way to the dish. 1 for 2 today with a single and an RBI. We are going to have a trip to the mound, though. Coach Brett Bridges makes his way out. Again, a little bit of a warm one here today to start off, but a little bit of cloud cover has come in now. Nice breeze rolling through the park, which is good. So 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. That's going to be the end of the mound meeting. We're back to it here. LaBelle ready. Cole Bridges ready. In our next game coming up here at the stadium, as LaBelle takes that pitch down for ball 1, we'll feature the Windsor Stars, who are 1-0, taking on the Waterloo Tigers, who are 0-1. That ball hit way back up the middle, just over the head of Cole Bridges and into center field, as he is aboard here with a 2-out single. So a little bit of life here for the Royals in the sixth. They have a base runner reach here with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Joe Ferreira. Ferreira was the starting pitcher in this one. Again, using the Otani rule, he's allowed to remain in the game as the DH, as Bridges takes a check over to first. LaBelle back in safely. 9-7 Sarnia Brigade over the Brampton Royals right now in this one. Long pause there from Bridges. That ball belted to left field. That is going to get down for a single. That is the second hit of the day for Ferreira. He is now 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and a pair of RBIs. The Royals not going quietly here in the sixth, as they now have a pair of runners on with 2 outs. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Pat Pinlack. First pitch from Cole Bridges. A slider that drops in there for strike 1. Pinlack still in search of his first hit today. He's 0 for 3. That fastball misses up and away for ball 1. Count now even, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Here's the pitch from Bridges. Broken back line drive to third. Carter Art's going to make the catch. And that little bit of a rally there by the Royals snuffed out by Cole Bridges. So for the Royals, no runs on 2 hits. There were no Sarnia errors. And Brampton leaves 2 runners on base. We head to the home half of the 6th inning here at Stan Slack Field in beautiful Errol Russell Park. Score remains the Sarnia Brigade 9, the Brampton Royals 7. We're going to take a quick peek here. There's only one other game still going right now in this time slot. That is out at Eric McKenzie Field in Courtright. And that game is currently tied now as they play in the 6th. Showing that game at the bottom of the 6th right now. The other 2 games that were on during this time slot, it was the Arundel Cardinals defeating the Michigan Braves by a score of 3-1 in their game at Blackwell. And out at Petrolia, it was the Burlington Brants defeating the Windsor Athletics by a score of 14-1. We're back into it here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Third baseman Carter Arts leading things off as he takes a ball down from Eric Ferreira. That fastball misses down as well for ball 2. Arts, 1 for 3 today with a triple and a run scored. He also has an RBI. That pitch misses down as well for ball 3. 3-0 count now. Good fastball there from Ferrer. Finds the inside corner for strike 1. 3-1 now the count. That slider going to find the outside corner for strike 2. Little nod of the head there from Arts is maybe not looking for that 1-3-1, but it catches the outside corner. Full count pitch. Little slider that's nubbed towards first base. That's going to be a tough play. With the flip to first by Eric Ferreira. And Arts is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. So with 1 out, that's going to bring up Wes Brooks. He's DHing right now. Brooks came in a few innings ago. Alex McLean started in that position. He was pinch run for back in the 4th. And then West came in after that. He takes a strike. Nice change up there from Ferrer as he gets Wes Brooks out in front of that one for strike 2. So the count now quickly 0-2 here on Wesley Brooks. 0-2 pitch. Fastball that misses down and in for ball 1. 9-7 Brigade here in this one. That ball hit on the ground to short. Sam LaBelle up with that one on 2 hops across the diamond in time to retire Brooks for the second out here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, just a reminder, following this game, we will have our Rebel Bats Player of the Game announcements. We thank Rebel Bats for their support of the tournament this year, sponsoring our Player of the Game awards. Everyone going to be going home with a real nice trophy bat they had made for us. So we appreciate their support. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. Count now even 1 ball and 1 strike here on the Sarnia second baseman, Quinton Johnston. That ball hit hard to left center field. That's going to get down and off the fence. Johnston makes his way around second. And he will come in standing up with a 2-out double. So 2 outs here. That's going to bring up the catcher, Cooper Clark. Clark 2 for 2 today. 2 for 3 today. Pair of singles, pair of runs, pair of RBIs. All sandwiched between a fielder's choice back in the third. First pitch is a ball there. Count now 1-0 to Clark. Ferreira with the long look in. He has the sign he wants now. Here's the pitch. That slider called a strike. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike here as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch from Eric Ferreira. Another slider on the outside corner for strike 2. Ferreira up now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Slider. That one just a bit up for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Two delivery from Ferreira. Fastball up for a ball. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. No runner behind Quentin Johnston here, so we'll see what he does. Big lead as he takes off to third. That's a swing and a miss from Clark. Good job by Eric Ferreira to get himself out of that jam. Down the bottom of the 6th. No runs on 1 hit for the Brigade. There were no Brampton errors. There was 1 runner left on base. We head to the top of the 7th inning as the Brigade look to try and secure their 2nd win here this year. Cole Bridges makes his way back out to the mound. The score, the Sarnia Brigade 9, the Brampton Royals 7. Take a short break. We'll be right back for the top of the 7th inning. So we're all set here for the top of the 7th inning. It will be the first baseman, Aiden Cowper, leading things off. Catcher, Mateo Ruggiero is due up second. And then second baseman, Kyle Mewson, due up third against right-hander Cole Bridges. He delivers a pitch high for ball 1. That ball belted to right field. It is going to get down for a single. So Cowper makes his way to first. Leadoff man aboard here for the Royals in the top of the 7th. As catcher Mateo Ruggiero makes his way to the plate. Came in partway through for Ralph Leahy, who started this game behind the dish. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. That pitch misses down in the dirt for ball 1. One 0 pitch from Bridges. Slider in there for strike 1. Count even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slider just misses the outside corner for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here on the catcher, Ruggiero. Again, second baseman Kyle Mewson waits on deck. That ball laced down the left field line, fair inside the line. That's going to go to the corner. Aiden Calper going to make his way to third. Here's the throw. Calper going to slide in safely, and we now have runners on second and third with nobody out. On that double from Mateo Ruggiero. So the Royals threatening here as we have the second baseman Kyle Mewson digging in. 0 for 2 today. He had a walk and a run back in the second inning. That pitch misses just down for a ball. And nobody out here, second and third for the Royals. They trail by 2 in this game currently. That fastball is going to find the outside corner for a called strike. One-one pitch. 1-1 pitch. Sails outside. Now 2-1. Slider swung on and missed there by Mewson for strike 2. Count evens up now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bridges with the pitch. Good hold there from Mewson as he doesn't swing at that high fastball. Takes it for ball 3. Three-two pitch. Slider hit on the ground to first. A little bit of a bobble there from Vandermeer, but he's able to get to first base in time. That does bring a run in, though. So we have 1 out here, a runner on third base. And we are going to have a pinch hitter come up here for Brampton. I believe this is Jaden Jemison. Just going to check our lineup card here and make sure. Which it is. So 1 strike here on Jemison. (9-8) in this game now for the Sarnia Brigade. There's 1 out, a runner on third. Pinch hitter Jaden Jemison at the dish, hitting for Ethan Charmow as he takes that pitch up for a ball. Count is now even at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Slider in the dirt, taken for ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike to count here. That pitch swung on and missed by Jemison for strike 2. Evens the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Brigade were down early in this one, 6-0. They have clawed all the way back here to take the lead, 9-8. As that pitch finds the outside corner, as it called strike 3. So now 2 outs here as the plot thickens. Pinch hitter Dawson Fascia gets the first pitch he likes and hits it to right field for a single. And this game is now tied 9-9. So this game now tied 9-9 here as we play in the top of the 7th inning. Center fielder Caleb Cheramau going to step in. One for three today with a double and a run and an RBI. He takes a pitch for a strike. That ball's going to get fouled back and out of play for strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to count here. Gonna quickly check over on Fascia at first. He's back safely. Cole Bridges with his sign. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball just up in the zone for ball 1. 1-2 the count. And the center fielder Charmau. Here's the pitch. Hit up the middle. That's going to get into center field for a single. So Fascia going to advance to second. So first and second now with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Sam LaBelle. Sorry, just had to run around and do a little bit of housekeeping there with this one, but LaBelle pops out to end the inning. So the Brampton Royals do get 2 runs to tie the game up on 3 hits. There were no Sarnia errors, and they leave a pair of runners on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning now. The score in this one, the Sarnia Brigade 9, the Brampton Royals 9. Because of the time limit, this is going to be the last half inning. So the Sarnia Brigade will hit to completion in this inning. If they do not score, we'll finish the tie game. If they do score, obviously the game is over. But yes, this is going to be the last half inning. Again, coming up at the completion of this one, we will have the Rebel Bats player of the game announcements here on the air. We'll make sure the players get their bats for the player of the game. And then our next game coming up here at the stadium at 12:30 will feature the Windsor Stars, who are currently 1-0 in the tournament, taking on the Waterloo Tigers, who are currently 0-1 right now. So it looks like we're all set here to get things going in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is going to be the shortstop, Jack Helps, leading things off here for the Brigade. They'll be followed by left fielder Jack Wilson, center fielder Logan Buntrock due up third. That first pitch in there for strike one. A 1 pitch coming from Ferreira. That one misses down for ball one. Great baseball game here this afternoon. Lots of offense for the fans. Brampton held a big lead early in this one. The Brigade had battled back to take a lead a couple of innings ago. Brampton puts up 2 in the top of 7. We currently have a tie game here now as that ball goes to the backstop for ball 2. So we count now 2 balls and 1 strike on the shortstop, Jack Helps. Here's the pitch. Slider down in the dirt for ball 3. So Helps has himself into a hitter's count now, 3-1. That pitch in there for a strike. So the count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. First set at the belt, here's the pitch. Fastball hit on the ground to short. Pinlack up with that one across the diamond. And in time to retire Helps for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So we did have a little bit of defensive shuffling there, which was the question that Sarnia had last inning. Dawson Fascia did come into the game. It's just a few defensive positional stuff that was happening. I noticed Joe Ferreira now at third. Patrick Pinlack has shifted over to shortstop. And I believe Dawson has come into the game in the outfield, as well as Jaden Jemison, who pitched it last inning. That ball hit on the ground to first. Aiden Cowper up with that one. He steps on the bag. And there are now 2 outs here as we go back to the top of the order for center fielder Logan Buntrock. Again, for time purposes, this is going to be the last half inning. So if Sarnia is unable to score here, this game will finish a tie. That ball belted down the left field line, but just foul as Buntrock will make his way back to first, or back to the plate, excuse me.
Bring my drink with you. I'll be down here. It's not going to be a tie. It's going to be a tie. No overtime.
That ball hit just to the right of second base. Diving play there from Kyle Newsom, but he's able to come up with that one. And the Brigade have a 2-out base runner here with a runner on first now. We're getting into the dangerous part of their order as we do have a pinch hitter coming up for the Brigade. will be Gibbs, who's going to take some swings here for the Brigade in place of Miles Adamson. First pitch to him. Popped way up towards right field. Tough play. The right fielder making the call and will make the catch. And due to the time limit, as we said before, that's going to be it for this one. So the game will finish in a 9-9 tie. So the teams will shake hands here. We're going to have a quick look at our book. So for the Brigade in the home half of the 7th inning, they get no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and they leave 1 runner on base. The final score in this one, the Sarnia Brigade 9, and the Brampton Royals 9. We're just going to have a quick peek at our scorebook here. We're going to pick our Rebel Bats players of the game and go make those presentations. So after a quick peek here, our Rebel Bats players of the game for both teams. First from the Brampton Royals. Had a pretty good start on the mound. At the plate, he was 2 for 4. The pair of singles and a pair of RBIs. Big number 6, Joe Ferreira. Player of the game for the Sarnia Brigade. Also had a pair of hits, scored a run, had 3 stolen bases and an RBI. 2 RBIs. Goes to the catcher, Cooper Clark. So we'll go make those presentations. Again, thank you so much for joining us here for our first of the game of the day. First of 4 that we're going to have here from Stan Slack Field. The next one coming up at 12:30. It will feature the Waterloo Tigers taking on the Windsor Stars. That's probably going to get pushed back a little bit now because of this one. We're probably looking at about a 1:05 first pitch in this one after they're done working on the field. So we'll be back at 1 o'clock with a new stream. Thank you so much for joining in on this one. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you back around 1 o'clock. Take care.